Hi everyone, this is Startup Bright and we're here to talk all things startups related. This is the time and place where startup founders talk about their teams, explain their products and services, introduce their ideas, and talk about their goals. Hi everyone, today we have Sohail with us. We met at the last event at Kodu Startups, right?
Yes.
And you were pitching at that event. Yeah, I remember that. There were few startups at the last Kodu Startups event that had prototypes, and here we have Monchien prototype, and we're gonna give you as much time as you need, like 5 minutes, 3 minutes, to pitch your company. Tell us a little bit more about your product and what you're trying to solve.
Okay. So I'm the founder and CEO of Monchien, and Monchien believes that it's possible to provide comfort to our pets and their loving families without sacrificing beauty and quality. And our first of many products here, the Petite Pup, is the world's first smart dog crate, and it's designed to take the pet and the owner's needs very seriously. And so it's got a whole bunch of features, over 10 features and services, and they can all be accessed either through our smartphone application or through the onboard touchscreen over here. So I can walk you through a couple of things in the product. So as you can see, the product's envelope is pink here. It comes in a couple of colors, black, white, and pink. And you've got two spaces. You've got one interior space here, and this space is designed to respond to your dog's natural instinct to den and be covered and protected. And so you can use this space, the dog can use it as either a bed or a crate. So it can be closed. You can close it using this curtain over here, which can be controlled electronically or manually. And you've also got a space above here. For example, this one I place it next to the window in my home. My dog likes to bask in the sun when the window is shining through. He likes to hang out up there. And sometimes he likes to curl up and get cozied up inside. So you've got padding everywhere. So all of the crates that you see currently on the market, they only provide you with the envelope. And the envelope barely even looks that great. We provide also the comfort elements inside. So all of the padding, there's two beds, one below and one above. And the bed below actually has a heating pad integrated inside it. So that leads me on to my next thing, which is the systems. Oh, and let's not forget the storage spaces here. I've got some of my dog's clothes in there right now. You can put leashes, toys, clothes, and all of your accessories. So then you've got the systems as well, and that's what truly makes the Petite Pup a revolutionary product. So the systems, it's essentially a fully fledged smart home. So you've got heating, cooling, ventilation, you've got lights inside and you've got lights outside, which are going to be in our next prototype. You've also got the curtain over here, which can be controlled electronically as well, and it can be timed, so it can open up at a certain time during the day. The lights are also, there's a sensor inside so that they can turn on when it gets too dark. For example, I always leave the house and I forget to turn on the light for my dog, and I come home and he's curled up in the corner and it's pitch black and I feel extremely guilty. And so the product, that would never happen with this product. So there's a sensor to automatically turn it on when it needs to turn on. You've got also you've got a microphone inside, you've got a speaker as well. And yeah, you've got the touchscreen to be able to control it, and the app. And in the app, there's a whole bunch of features as well. You've got the health center where you can access a bunch of articles and frequently asked questions about your dog's health. You can also chat with a vet, and you can, for example, sometimes I don't want to drive all the way to a vet for a small problem. I could easily just take a picture of whatever it is that I'm concerned with, send it through the app, and the vet would respond when they get the message. And yeah, so that's the product. This is our alpha prototype. So it's made of a less durable, high quality material, durable material. Our next prototype is going to be made more accurate to how it's going to be in the end with the strong plastic material, and it's going to be slightly larger as well to accommodate even larger pups in there.
Okay. How did you come up with this idea?
So the idea actually started, I was an architecture student. I was studying architecture, and the idea started that way actually. I started thinking about the discipline and the limitations of the discipline. And the fact that since the beginning of architecture has always catered to one species out of all of the species on our planet, which is the human. And so I just got interested. It started as an academic thing, like it would be very interesting to approach a dog as or a species that we don't relate to biologically very much, and we don't share a common language. To have them approach you as a client, as an architect. What design challenges would that bring up? For example, the concept of a kitchen. Dogs don't cook. That concept is thrown out the window. And a whole bunch of other things. We have standards in architecture for a stair, for a human being, what they can do, what they can climb a stair in terms of height and width. This stair had to be redesigned. I had to test it multiple times to get the optimal dimensions. There's many other things like that were interesting provocations as an architect. And yeah, it started like that, and then I looked at the market and I saw a huge gap in the market. In terms of a product like this, I mean, crates, beds, and houses have seen little to no technological innovation in this industry, and they're all stale.
Yeah, they're mostly mechanical solutions, but
precisely,
they're not very...
exactly what you said, mechanical solutions. So they've been designed by industrial engineers as opposed to actual, people who came out of the arts. It's a means to an end essentially, and I wanted to take the design challenge seriously, especially in this climate. I mean, nobody talks about this, but there's now more dogs in the United States than children. There's now more houses in the United States with children, or with dogs, than there are with children. I mean, that is a baffling thing. I mean, just in terms of our species as human beings, to have, another species in our houses more than, our own children is an insane thing. I mean, socially. And so there's a huge social trend towards the humanizing of the animal, and towards taking care of your animal as if they were your child, as if they were, a human being. And I think it was time for architecture as a discipline and design to respond to this seriously.
To take a look in this problem.
Yeah.
Do you have a team with you? Like who? Yeah. Do you have people that think like you and help you build this?
So no, no. So it's just me. I've designed the product. I've taught myself to code, to produce the software, and I've taught myself a little bit of electronics to wire it all up. And the business strategy, the accounting, everything was all me. And of course, I have consultants. I have informal advisors that I talk to. But in terms of an official team, no, it's just me. But right now, I'm actually looking to fill a position for a CTO or a CPO, a Chief Product Officer, that would take the reins from now on for all things concerning the product, and I would deal with the business side of things.
Yeah. How do you plan to market this product? Have you done your research? And actually, did you do your research before you started building it, or you decided to build it and then did the research?
Yeah, so I was the research. So I have a dog. I have a dog. His name is Chance, and the research began with me and Chance's relationship, and I started also, talking to other dog owners that I know, and seeing the features that they would like to see, seeing if the design responded to them. If they liked it, and I just moved on from there. But in terms of a more macro research, the first time we really presented our product, displayed it to the world, was during the World Dog Day Festival. And that happened about a month ago. It was in West Hollywood Park, and we got a booth there. It was very nice. We presented the product, and that was the first time for me to actually show the product to a whole bunch of people. And I mean, the response was overwhelmingly positive. People were coming to our booth, taking videos, putting it on their Instagram. They were super excited. It was the first time anybody saw something like this. We had the curtain going up and down, so people were like, what's this electronic dog thing. And so, yeah, people were super excited about it, and
Did you
I
get
felt very comfortable.
any good ideas from that show?
Yeah, so we got some feedback. One of them is, like I said, the size. A lot of people were disappointed that their dog couldn't fit inside.
Yeah.
So we increased the size slightly, changed a little bit of the proportion so that it could fit nice. And a couple
Do you
of...
see this created for bigger dogs?
Yeah, so the thing is, right now it's fitting dogs up to 30 pounds, right? And that's small to medium-sized dogs, and that's the vast majority of the US market. In terms of larger dogs, it's possible that we go into that in the future. The issue is the economics of it gets a little difficult, because producing a product that large, especially with our manufacturing process, is going to require we charge a whole lot more for the product, and it might not
you
work
probably have issues with delivering the product.
Exactly, yeah. There's a whole bunch of issues associated with that. So we're starting small for now, and it's a large portion of the market that we're going to be tackling. So for now we're comfortable with that, and we'll see how things move.
How do you plan to reach your customers? Do you plan to open physical locations or sell only online?
Yeah. So our first step in the go-to-market strategy would be to launch the product through a crowdfunding campaign. We're going to launch it through Kickstarter in September. So the idea is that would be our first level of de-risking, right? The World Dog Day was a first level. It was on a smaller scale, and we got a lot of people signing up to our mailing list and people who were super excited. So we got the confidence to continue to the next level, and the next one would be the crowdfunding campaign, where we would sell the product in pre-orders. Right. And so that would be the first step. And then after that, we would use the marketing data that we got from the crowdfunding campaign and from the customers that we received to be able to cater our advertisements more for when we go D2C afterwards, when we do our hard launch. And that would be direct to consumer, just through our website and maybe through one or two other e-commerce platforms. And in the future, we eventually plan to open a store on a trendy high street, such as Melrose or Abbot Kinney, and that's part of the future vision of the brand. And the brand is filling a market segment that hasn't really been touched before, which is sort of semi-luxury in the pet industry.
I see.
You've got the products in the lower end, or the companies in the lower end. You've got Petco, PetSmart, right? And we're somewhere around a healthy spot, but with our own innovative and technologically advanced and smart and sexy products, right? And so that's the type of brand that we're trying to fill, and people have responded very well to that in the World Dog Day Festival.
So you mentioned a couple of pet stores. Do you know who is your competitor?
Yeah. So in terms of a competitor of this specific product, we've got a couple. I mean, nothing that even matches close to the beauty, functionality, value, and novelty of this product. But there's a product called the Zen Crate, which retails for about $650, and that product has a fan inside and a speaker that plays anti-anxiety music or something ridiculous like that. And so we had actually a person come to us at the World Dog Day Festival who owned the Zen Crate, and she was quick to sign up to our mailing list. She was super excited about our product. So on the higher end we have that. On the lower end we have the normal wire crate, metal wire crates that you see everywhere. And in terms of the macro scale, in terms of Monchien and the brand, I see Petco and PetSmart and Healthy Spot as competitors. So the plan is to eventually use this product as a way to put our foot in the door in this industry, set ourselves up and give ourselves a name as that brand for these type of smart and sexy dog products.
I see.
And to eventually become a retailer in our own right, selling products that we manufacture and design ourselves, and other products from companies that share the same vision and the same care for aesthetic and quality that we do.
What is the price point for your product? You mentioned your competitor's price.
So our price is between 550 and 600. We still haven't determined an exact price.
Does it depend on the size, color, or?
It's all going to be one price for one SKU of the product. So it's going to be 3 different colors, and that's the only change. People can also customize the tag and have their own dog's name, and that's an extra fee. And we are also selling different comfort elements, different styles and colors for an extra fee too.
So you have upsells and accessories that are going to go with the basic product.
Exactly, yeah. And so the product, between 550 and 600, I say that is because we're still looking at what's the best price to sell it as. For example, at the World Dog Day Festival, I was trying around different prices, shooting them to the people visiting our booth. You know, for example, I said 400, and people were like, "Wow, that's too cheap." You know, yeah. I mean, our marketing agency is telling me 400 is way too cheap. So it's just a matter of increasing the price at this point. I mean, when you see a product that has this much functionality, this much features, it's kind of dangerous to go too low at one point, especially when you're trying to
There is no
the
reason
brand.
to go that low because you don't have direct competitor.
Exactly.
And you can at least cash out for a certain period of time until the competitors catch up with your product.
Yeah.
So you said this is mostly for small to mid-sized dogs. Does it also fit cats?
Yeah. So at that event, actually, a lot of people were asking if it works for cats too. So I've tested this on several dogs, and the product was made for dogs with dogs in mind. So it's possible that we test in the future for cats too, but we don't want to risk advertising it for cats now just yet before we do those tests.
I see.
So for now, we're focused on dogs, and that's a large enough market in itself, and we could venture into that cats market as well.
So is it everything automated, or the dog can be trained to close or open the curtain? And
well, if you're ambitious enough to train your dog to do that, it's possible. Yeah, I mean, the touchscreen is right here. They can easily put their paw here and use it. But
so it's a paw-friendly software.
Yeah, it is. But it's really designed for the owner to use, and you can access all of the automatic systems through here. And you can input your dog's breed, your dog's fur coating, for example, and all of your dog's information, create a profile, and it'll automatically cater the temperature and the ventilation to your dog's needs based on, you know, our data in our database about what's best for them.
Can you talk to your dog?
You can, yeah. There's a speaker inside. There's a microphone to hear back as well. Because
so the dog can talk.
Yeah, can talk back to you, exactly. Yeah. So each one of these electronics you can purchase separately. There's manufacturers for dog cameras, there's manufacturers for dog speakers and microphones and whatnot, and dog fans and everything, and dog crates. The advantage of this product is it brings all of that together into one package that can be controlled through one system. So the idea is consolidating this extremely fragmented industry. If you bought each one of these features from the separate people that make them, you would easily spend up to $700, and you'd have 3 different apps, and you'd have all of these different products, each one needing its own plug, and they wouldn't work homogeneously. The Petit Pup brings that all together, and the company, that's what it's about, bringing that all together into one system where you can access everything you need.
So how do you see your company as company that builds this specific product, or you see your company as a designer company that is working towards solving or offering products for pets like dogs, cats, and so on?
Yeah.
Are you going to stop at just building this with 3 different colors and probably different sizes, and continue adding sensors and other electronics to this and kind of limit yourself within that niche, or you see yourself more of a like a starting point and a company that is going to be providing products for pets that are architecturally appropriate.
So this product, I see it as just a way to put our foot in the door, as a way to make a statement and say, you know, this is what we're about, and make some money off of it in order to continue building the company. The eventual goal of the company, as I see it in the future, the huge vision, is that a person could come into Monchien, one of our stores, in any major city around the world, and leave the store with everything they need for a dog, including the dog. So adopt the dog. So there's about 10 products that are, you know, starter products for any person who is taking a dog home, which they go to a store and they get. This product replaces 2 of those, which is the bed and the crate. The idea is that we hit every single one of those products, of those 10 starter products, and we can even have a sort of starter package, where it's one package where you take home all of the main starter products, including the dog, and, you know, not have to deal with any other company or any other hassle, and you know, be done. But I see the company is not necessarily in the business of just dogs to humans. I see it as being right in the middle of the relationship between humans and animals, right? Wherever that may take us in the future, because that business will never die, right? Since the beginning of time, you know, man and animal and beast has always, you know, had some type of relation. And Monchien is the company that's going to be in that line and producing the highest quality and the smartest products in that line with the most care and rigor.
Where do you manufacture this thing, or where do you plan to manufacture it? Is it LA based manufacturing or US based manufacturing? So what kind of materials do you use for this?
So we're exploring a couple of options now. So one option is to manufacture in LA. Of course, that has its own advantages in terms of control and whatnot, but there's also the possibility of manufacturing overseas in China. That obviously has the advantage of being a lower cost. We're still exploring how, you know, those 2 options weigh up against each other. In terms of the materials, so you have the envelope, which is made out of plastic, so injection molded plastic, and you also have the comfort elements, which are made out of fabrics. So this is a Sherpa fur. It's my dog's favorite, material. That's why I chose it, actually.
So your dog is your advisor.
Yeah, my dog is my dog is the client. Yeah. And you have this material here, which is a high quality fabric, and so these are the main, and then you have the electronics as well. So it's split into 3 systems, 3 main elements. You've got the envelope, the comfort, and the systems. And
does it have the curtain only on this side, or also?
No, so there's a curtain only on this side. This is just a window. It's covered with a plexiglass. Yeah.
I see. Do you know if you have to be compliant with any like FCC for the electronics, or maybe dog? I'm not familiar. Are there any regulations that you have to comply with to get this thing on the market?
So there is just the regulations of the electronics, and that's what all electronics go through. But other than that, there's really nothing in for dog products that's too strict in terms of regulations.
Dog products may be, but
I mean, in terms of the crates and the housing, the foods and the treats, that's a whole different thing. But in terms of crates and housing, no, there's sort of sizes that are best practice and recommended for different sizes of dogs. But in terms of a regulating body, there's nothing. Yeah.
So the fire department will not come after you?
I mean, maybe specifically our product, there might be, you know, something that they would be concerned with, but that's already been taken into consideration. So the computer is placed way far in the corner. The microcontroller is placed way far in the corner, covered by a thick wall between there and the interior housing where the dog is. There's also a fail switch in the curtain, so that if there is any situation, the curtain would open up automatically.
So my next question would be, because you pitched at Kodu Startups event, what kind of investment you're looking for? Why are you looking for investment? And what is the deal that you're gonna offer or plan to offer to investors?
So right now we're raising a pre-seed round. We've already raised about 30% out of that round, and the round is a total of $80,000. And the majority of that money, the vast majority, I mean over 90%, is going to be used towards marketing the Kickstarter campaign. So that includes also creating a very nice video, doing some nice photo shoots, making some renderings, and actually the ad spend and the fees for the marketing agency. And so that's going to be the structure of that is going to be a convertible note. And the valuation that we're shooting for is between $700,000 and $1 million, as in a cap for the convertible note. Yeah. Okay.
And what is the time frame for delivering your product?
Yeah. So in June right now, I'll walk you through the whole timeline. In June right now, what we're doing is we're making our beta prototype. So that's the one that's going to be used in our videos and photo shoots. It's going to be the really high quality one. And so that's gonna, with all of the software programmed and everything. And in July, we would be raising the remaining amount of our pre-seed round. In August, we would be making all of the marketing content and starting our ad testing with our marketing agency, so we can optimize our ads and grow our mailing list before the campaign. And then that's in August, and then we would launch the campaign in September. And then the campaign will last a month, so it'll end on October. So it'll take us about 9 to 10 months to actually deliver the product. I mean, it's a hardware product, and it's very difficult to especially make a really high quality hardware product and deliver it to customers. We want to do it very well and carefully, so it's going to take some time. And after that 10 months, we would start, selling regularly through our website, where you would come to the website, press buy now, and it would be shipped to you.
Okay. About the Kickstarter campaign. Kickstarter prefers to have projects that will succeed. They reject projects that they feel that the projects may fail. And usually one of the things that they want to see is for people that post projects that they have a good social media presence and a kind of email list, and they're ready for to start their marketing campaign. And you said you are planning to start your Kickstarter program campaigns somewhere in September. What are the steps that you're taking right now to get to that point and be ready for the approval process of Kickstarter?
So we have right now our Instagram page running, and on that Instagram page we post some pictures of our product. We post a whole bunch of other things related to dogs as well, and we've got about 11,000 followers, and we get a nice amount of engagement. So we also have our mailing list and our website. So the mailing list is about 50 to 60 emails now. A lot of that came from the World Dog Day Festival. Some comes from our Instagram and our posts. Our ads perform well. We did a small tests, not on the macro scale that we'll do later. So we did small tests with some of our posts, promoting our posts, and we've got some very nice conversion from that, as in emails into our list. I mean, we did a post that we promoted for 2 days, and we got about 3 emails out of that. I mean, so you can imagine, once we have an actual marketing agency taking the reins, and we have even nicer product renderings and and a really nice professional photo shoot, how it's going to perform then. So we're trying to grow a mailing list to about between 1,000 and 2,000 people before we launch, so we can, you know, really launch with a bang. And so for now we're producing, for this month it's just really focused on hardware product development and making it really well, so that we can, you know, have an easier time raising funds and an easier time producing the marketing content.
Right. Have you tried to reach out to influencers in your marketing, in your market? People that already have built big audiences?
So we haven't reached out to any influencers yet. The thing is, with influencers, it's usually not recommended to contact the influencers before you have a product ready to ship. You know, especially because the influencer, you'd have to give them a product for them to actually advertise. So we don't have many prototypes. We have this alpha and a couple of the ones that came before that, and so now we're making the big beta prototype. And so influencers is going to be a little difficult, as we can't send them much, but we do have some deals being worked out right now. One is with a popular adoption agency in LA, where we would donate some money to them from our Kickstarter campaign in exchange for us placing our product in their store.
I see.
And so, I mean, a lot of people that are entering there are first-time dog owners, you know, people who are just adopting a dog for the first time. They don't have any other dog products that will compete with us. So you can imagine that that would be very beneficial for us. And we're working on, you know, getting that contract done.
So I guess your dog is very lucky to be the first early adopter of your products, right?
Yeah, and he uses it and he loves it. And I mean, the advantage is that the dogs that we've tested on use it willingly, and it's because it's well designed and it's comfortable and it's cozy and
they find easily their way around.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, I mean, it does take a little bit of coaxing to get them up in the beginning, but other than that, yeah, they find their way around.
Do they get startled when the curtain goes down and out?
No, my dog doesn't get startled. He just cozies up in a corner there. Yeah.
Well, I want to thank you for being, you know, at Startup Bright and showing us your product. I truly hope that you succeed with your efforts. You've done a lot. I know how difficult it is to actually manufacture or build a prototype. So it's an accomplishment by itself. And I would like to continue with you and eventually meet again in I don't know 6 months and kind of follow up with you and see what you have accomplished, and maybe after your Kickstarter campaign we can sit together again and see if we can help you with your audience and bringing together or other customers.
Yeah, definitely.
So it was very nice talking to you.
Yeah, you
too. Thanks again.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thanks.
Thanks.